I'm Helen Beckett, editor of the Business Value Exchange here at Discover London, and about to have a conversation about the transforming area of air transportation travel. It used to be a pretty low margin, clunky business, and now it's becoming a very sophisticated end-to-end seamless supply chain. And talking through us through all that are Enda, Curran and Chris Owens. Hi Chris and Enda.
Morning.
So first of all, can you just perhaps, Chris, give us an outline of all these major drivers that are transforming this industry?
Yeah, sure. I mean, the way the industry's been going over the last 10, 15 years, it's nothing new about collecting data on people and really making that experience in an airport environment or on an airline that much more preferential in terms of the overall delivery side. I think what we're looking at now is really how you capture data, how you can use data more effectively and efficiently at a touch point on an event. So similar to what you'd expect in a hotel, for instance, where you're going from a reception through to a room, for instance. What do you need? What sort of things you're going through? What type of experience that particular receptionist can offer you? The same sort of thing is happening in an airport. So what we're looking at now really is a connected supply chain. As soon as you actually go into an airport itself, from a check-in facility right the way through security, through to the actual gate itself, the checkpoints and the touch points that make that experience that much more enjoyable, but that much more effective and efficient to the airline and the airport operator.
As you say, this is a very long, expansive supply chain, starts off even in the home, all the way through
Absolutely.
the gates, the checks, ending up in flight presumably. And there are
Absolutely.
kind of new digital technologies being deployed here, like wearables, device agnostic. Can you talk us through some of those opportunities? How is cloud changing it? Some of the technologies perhaps?
It's a gradual process. I mean, a lot of the actual information is coming from a reservation platform which the airlines use, and the interaction between that reservation platform, which is typical standard on a mobile device, on a smart device as well. How it's being used in terms of a platform, whether it be cloud technology or traditional technology, it's a combination. So I think the whole thing really is an integration of how you're looking at different technology coming together to manage that particular process. So yeah, if you're in an office or you're at home, what are you actually linking into? Your ticket is automatically loaded onto a mobile device, and then you're actually using that information to guide you through wherever you want to get to the airport, whatever mode of transport, and then how you actually want to get through the airport itself. So you're linking between static displays, for instance. You've got kiosks where you would normally check in, where you drop your baggage off. You've got wayfinder information, you've got various locations around the airport itself. Beacon technology, for instance, is helping guide people through. And of course, then that's impacting the way they go about the transactions they want to take part in, if it's retail, entertainment, landside and airside. So lots of technology impacting the way that particular customer is guided through the airport.
So lots of new technologies being introduced, different touch points along that supply chain, and the key thing you point out is integrating that, making it seamless, providing new opportunities to make revenues for all those players within that supply chain. Enda, what does it mean for all those players? How are they going to have to tool up their own workforce and their employees so they can optimise these new revenue opportunities?
There's a great opportunity here for the employees within the airport, within the environment, really to adopt mobility, innovation, this digital change basically that's happening in the industry. We're seeing it in many other industries, and travel and transportation is no different. So there's a number of different opportunities for them. First, it's really around how can employees look and work with clients that are visiting the airport to look at how can they change and increase revenue opportunities today. That could be in the way of concierge type services. It's around changing and converting some of those marketing opportunities based on the footfall and the analytics, based on the information we have of people coming through an airport, to be able to take that and really to have targeted campaigns that we can really say, what are users looking for? So a lot of it is around increasing new revenue opportunities, but it's also then about improving the employee productivity, because digital and mobility is really transforming or changing a lot of that today, and also improving the overall experience for the passengers that visit the actual airport.
Okay, so Enda, you've outlined a number of technologies there, scenarios, situations where an empowered workforce can really help boost profits, productivity, efficiency, pleasure for the customer as well. Chris, do you have anything else to add to that? Any other examples perhaps?
I think building on what Enda was saying, I mean, a lot of the areas within airports and airlines now, more automation, more self-service. This is what customers want and what the actual staff want as well. So we were talking about increased productivity. If you look at what's been happening in the airport in the past, you have lots of freestanding kiosks, hardware, how you move that to more of a mobile workplace for the staff, so if they're ground handling agents, they're airline agents, and then how that customer interacts with that particular staff. Now, the whole idea is basically how much interaction does a customer want with a staff member. Some will want a great deal of interaction, some won't. So if they're businessmen, for instance, they want to travel through security as quickly as possible. So the whole idea is how you enable that process all the way through from the start of the journey right through to the end of the journey. The end of the journey in this case being the gate where they actually board the aircraft itself, and then taking the same concept to ground handling on the ramp and apron operation using mobile technology, using ruggedized devices. So you've got ground and baggage handlers, for instance, who can actually interact with dispatchers. So you've got more real-time information flows taking place. That really then relates to a lot of management of change in terms of how staff have been reacting in the past to what they need to do in the future. So the whole thing becomes an integrated value chain.
So an integrated value chain touching ground handlers, baggage handlers,
Yes.
support staff, the passengers of course themselves. Many thanks, Enda and Chris, for describing the very transforming world of air transportation and travel today.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.